Violet, why you always so silent, Violet? Why you such a little liar, Violet?
Dude.
Do you think I want to do this, Violet? In character, she stays silent. Well, say something, Violet.
Okay. In character, that was brilliant. Okay, let's explain this. Let me explain what he just did. Okay, this is really, really cool. We're back. Ladies and gentlemen, for those of you who might be new, let me just start off by saying I'm not a reactor. I always say that, just so people know. However, I react to Ren because I find him to be a really good artist. So that's why I do Ren reactions. But that means that they're gonna come randomly. I posted one a couple weeks ago, and you guys have responded to it, and I thought it was great. But then you guys mentioned that there was actually a third part of that. So funny thing with that is I didn't even know there was a second part. So I played I think it was Jenny's Tale, and I thought that was it. So I did the recording, and then I saw a video for Screech. I'm like, wait, is there another part to this? I'm like, so that's why those two videos are connected. They were random. But then it turns out there was a third. And I think I got it right. Violet's Tale. So this is that. Violet's Tale. Let's go. Nice setup. Ren, you're showing off. This man said, "I'm gonna just switch to classical on you. Let me just give you some of that good old stuff. Let's see how you like them apples." Well, Mr. Ren, I like them apples very, very much. Really good lens to capture this. Also, there's a little bit of blur on his face, but the focus is right here, and they're capturing that really, really well. Tension. Okay. Okay, all right, we stop it a lot, but that's because he's making us stop it a lot. So this is a person who was clearly not right in the head, right? Okay. Anxiety, somebody who's really anxious, right? The question you're asking is it drugs? What is it? Thank God he was wearing underwear. Like long underwear. Thank you for that, Ren. Thank you for wearing long clothes underneath that. Thank you.
London City, far from pretty, 2005. A lady down in Paddington is fighting just to stay alive. Rhythmic beats and bloodstained sheets. Our lady weeps, she's tired and frail. To set the scene, we must rewind the hands of time for Violet's Tale.
Okay, let's go back a little and just listen to the voice. Now I'm just gonna listen to just the words. I can't make it all loud, but I'm just gonna listen to just the words. I'm gonna turn on the caption. It's not very good, but maybe it'll help just a little bit.
Bloodstained sheets, our lady weeps, she's tired and frail. To set the scene, we must rewind the hands of time for Violet's Tale.
Okay, so he's using transitions. He's using transitions to sounds as transitions. Okay, cool.
Violet was a silent girl, grew up with violent starts. Her mother was a drinker and her father was a bastard. Every night he took her tie but never left her.
All right, Ren knows his nursery rhymes. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. Nursery rhymes. The idea is just bouncy. Dun, 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 a lot of that. So he clearly understands nursery rhymes because this is nursery rhyme.
Her father was a bastard. Every night he took a tie but never left the room. I'll spare you with the things he did, I'm sure her mother knew. Violet was a silent girl, she moved out at 16. A semi-detached council flat, paid for by a welfare scheme. Packing shelves at Tesco, stacking jars like pickled bricks. She met a boy named Stevie and he was a little prick.
Okay.
Violet was
Da, 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 da. I mean, okay, the guy knows music, right? The guy knows music. Let's go.
a silent girl and Violet, she fell fast. See, Stevie was the wrong one, but he sure knew how to charm her.
Okay.
Every night he took her tie, but never left the room. History repeats itself, he'd paint her black and blue and dark.
What?
She never stood a chance.
Sorry.
Show her mother.
Okay, let's go back and try. Yeah, this story sounds dark, so yeah, let's go back and try to see if we can understand what he's saying here.
You. Violet was a silent girl, she moved out at 16.
Okay.
A semi-detached council flat, paid for by a welfare scheme.
Okay.
Packing shelves at Tesco, stacking jars like pickled bricks. She met a boy named Stevie and he was a little prick. Violet was a
Question: was he a little prick before or after the fact? After he met her, did he meet her as a prick, or did she think he was a good guy and then turned out to be a prick? Okay.
silent girl and Violet, she fell fast. See, Stevie was the wrong one, but he sure knew how to charm her. Every night he took her tie, but never left the room. History repeats itself, he'd paint her black and blue and dark.
So he's telling a generation's worth of story there. That's why he said history repeats itself. That's the key. That the story of the girl meeting the guy who's a prick is not the same story as the guy who's tucking in the girl, because the girl that's been tucked in is a little girl. But then history repeats itself. So he tucked her in and never left the room. History repeats itself. He'd paint her black and blue and Okay, let's go back a little bit here. I just want to see Stevie and he was a little so his name was Stevie, he was a little prick. Violet was a silent girl and Violet, she fell fast. So Stevie was a wrongin, but he sure knew how to charm her. So Stevie is the one that's charming here, but is Stevie the one tucking in? I don't think Stevie's the one tucking in. Every night he'll tuck her tight, but never leave the room. History repeats itself. No, that doesn't. What? No, that's not. That can't be the same person. That can't be the same person. This is a girl. This is a little girl. He tucked her in, but never left the room. What? Wait, is this suggesting that Stevie did something to the other girl on one particular night where they went home and then he tucked her in and then did something to her? Interesting.
He took her tie, but never left the room. History repeats itself, he'd paint her black and blue and dark. She never stood a chance.
Okay, so Clay did something to her black and blue, hurt. That last word might be dark or when he said black and blue and or you could have said dark. So YouTube is interpreting it as him saying HAA, but let's see what he says.
Every night he tuck her tie, but never left the room. History repeats itself, he'd paint her black and blue and dark. She never
Yeah, it's I think it's AHH. That's what it is. Oh, good voice, man.
the devil comes to dine.
Yeah, this whole thing is he did this whole thing in a nursery rhyme. This is excellent, man. This is really, really well done.
Violet, why you always so quiet?
Oh, okay, come on, bud. We'll get Psycho. Like Psycho, like the movie Psycho. Yeah, we're getting Psycho. Okay. All right. Well, let's see where he goes. You guys can tell, like, I'm not into dark stuff very much because it's just like, if it makes sense. I'm not a horror person. Like, things have to make sense to me, and horror in a lot of ways just doesn't make sense.
On her bedroom door and he's irate. He's been drinking and smoking, he's up late. And
These are two different. Again, this is Ren, right? So these are two different characters. This person.
Violet,
This person is not the same as the other person that's narrating, right? That's the point.
why you always so quiet? On her bedroom
Yeah,
door
that's
and
not the
he's
same
irate.
person.
He's been drinking and smoking, he's up late. And he stands by her bedside, she shakes, but her eyes stay shut. You fucking slut, I know you're up. And he pinches her eyelids and folds them up. Violet, why you lying to me, Violet? She stays silent, things turn violent.
Cacophony of sounds. There's sounds everywhere. Okay, let's slow that down. What is happening here? Okay, at this point, I'm going to just review this as a movie because I'm loving this. Like, let's just go.
He's been drinking and smoking, he's up late. And he stands by her bedside, she shakes, but her eyes stay shut.
So that's somebody who's getting kidnapped, or who has been kidnapped, or is being held captive, though maybe emotionally captive. Maybe a couple, but one person is so afraid of the other person. Yeah, that's abuse, right?
Fucking slut, I know you're up. And he pinches her eyelids and folds them.
Here's the thing, man. Do people really? Are there people who really grow up like that with parents or partners that are that like degenerates? Like it's such a weird thing to think of. But I mean, people in life go through stuff, and it's because stuff happens to them. So, yeah, let's keep going.
Them up. Violet, why you lying to me, Violet? She stays silent, things turn violent.
That camera is shaking.
That's the sound of his fists when they fall like a crashing pilot. Hit like hailstones, one to the collarbone, full force, full blown, blood splat, bone crack, knick knack, paddy whack, one to the jaw and the tooth spat, detached fist connects and disconnects a bone. A quick deflect to misdirect the blow, but nonetheless his punches met her throat. Such a mess he's left, the bruised and broke. Violet, why you always so
Oh, my man said, I stews got some rhymes. Okay, I like that. Let's hear that again. I like that entire segment right there.
violent? That's the sound of his fists when they fall like a crashing pilot. Hit like hailstones, one to the collarbone, full force, full blown, blood splat, bone crack, knick knack, paddy whack, one to the jaw and the tooth spat, detached fist connects and disconnects a bone. A quick deflect to misdirect the blow, but nonetheless his punches met her throat. Such a mess he's left, the bruised and broke.
Oh my God, that is so good. That was so good. Oh my goodness, that was good. Okay. I'm sorry. I need one more time on this. I really do. I'm sorry, guys. This
Eyelids and
is
folds them up.
okay.
Violet, why you lying to me, Violet? She stays silent, things turn violent. That's the sound of his fists when they fall like a crashing pilot. Hit like hailstones, one to the collarbone, full force, full blown, blood splat, bone crack, knick knack, paddy whack, one to the jaw and the tooth spat, detached fist connects and disconnects a bone. A quick deflect to misdirect the blow, but nonetheless his punches met her throat. Such a mess he's left, the bruised and broke. Violet, why you always so silent, Violet? Why you such a little liar, Violet? Do you think I want to do this, Violet? In character, she stays silent. Well, say something, Vi.
Okay, okay, okay. In character, that was brilliant. That was brilliant. Okay, let's explain this. Let me explain what he just did. Okay, this is really, really cool. So the big thing with him is it's a lot of characters plus a narrator, right? Okay, so you never really quite know who's talking at what point, unless you're really paying really, really close attention.
Silent,
okay.
Violet. Why are you such a little lie?
So this is the person who just punched Violet, right? I think punched Violet.
You're Violet. Do you think I want to do this,
This
Violet?
Violet,
In character, she stays silent.
Switch to Violet, but she's dead. So in character, she stays silent because she's dead. But he's letting you know she's dead, and that's why he would not be switching to her voice.
Well, say something, Violet. Silence.
Yeah.
Fucking say something, Violet. Silence.
I'm sorry. That was so good. That was good. All of that was good. That was so good.
Say something, Violet. Not one word. She stays quiet.
And that is her eulogy, right? Now he's playing her eulogy. She can't talk anymore for herself, so he's going to. Okay. Transition. New story.
London City, far from pretty, 2005. A lady down in Paddington is fighting just to stay alive. The doctor, in a state of shock, saw something here so very wrong. See, Violet, she was pregnant. Poor Violet, she was 9 months gone.
Okay. History repeats itself. Okay.
Turning to the doctor, Violet broke her silence and she cried, if I'm to die right here tonight, please let my baby stay alive.
So Violet didn't die. Okay. So what we played was not a eulogy? Or, again, history repeats itself. Is this another Violet in another time? If history repeats itself, this might not be the same Violet. One Violet is dead for sure, but the other Violet made it to the hospital just in time that her baby would be saved so that she can continue. History repeats itself.
The doctor soon regained composure, called the surgeon to come in. As Violet's world turned to black, the curtains closed, the lights went dim. In London City, far from pretty, 20.
If you live in London City, that's far from pretty, a lady down, and you live in Paddington, do you know of the story that he's talking about? Is this an actual story? Is there a history there? Anything? Let me know. I think it'd be cool. Let me know if you live in this description.
005, a lady down in Paddington just lost the fight to stay alive. A tragedy or a miracle. It happened.
Is it sad? Is it good? Again, if history repeats itself, what is the philosophy here? What is the ideology that we're going after? Right?
Happened on these very streets, two twins aligned side by side.
Twins? Okay.
A girl named Jenny and a boy named Screech.
Ah, okay. Wait. But why twins? Oh, okay, because Violet, who made it to the hospital right before she died, she had 2 babies? Oh, wait a minute. Are you trying to tell me that they were twins, but because they didn't have a mother, they were separated at birth, and then they ended up hurting each other? Okay. Yeah. Okay. I see it. History repeats itself. I think that's the idea. Violet's kids were twins, and they got separated at birth, and then history repeats itself. They come back around and actually kill each other.
A tragedy or a miracle, it happened on these very streets. Two twins aligned side by side. A girl named Jenny and a boy named Screech.
Okay. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, thanks for watching.